Welcome back to the podcast Redeemed. On our last podcast, we talked about the workers are few. So now we're going to move on to Jesus sends out the 12. And we're going to kind of break it up into a couple different sections because there's quite a bit here.
There's a lot to cover.
Yeah.
He tells them a lot.
Yeah. Well, and that's Jesus. He's trying to cram as much teaching in as possible in the little time that he has with his disciples.
Yep.
Because I think sometimes we forget that Jesus didn't have a huge amount of time with his earthly ministry. I think he was 30-something years old when he was finally crucified. 33. So it wasn't a very long.
33? 33 sounds right.
33 sticks out in my brain. It might not be right.
Like I said, if my memory serves me, it was 30-something.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very short time span. So Jesus is trying to cram in a lot very quickly. Mm-hmm. So what we got going on here is Jesus is trying to equip his disciples and teach his disciples and send them out as basically he wasn't around anymore.
Exactly.
And through this, he's going to be able to train them in multiple different aspects. So he's kind of like setting them all down. He's kind of giving them the what to expect, I guess, and then how to handle different situations.
Yeah.
All right. So Jesus sends them out with the following instructions. He says, "Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of Samaria. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. As you grow, proclaim the message. The kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, and drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely you give." Interesting there that he didn't want them going to the Gentiles. I suspect go ahead.
The commentary talks about it. Jesus is, according to the commentary, it says Jesus' intent was not to exclude but to prioritize. God's plan of salvation originated with the Jewish people, and Jesus the Messiah was a Jew. Later, Jesus commissioned his disciples to go to the entire world. I think it's in Acts.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's exactly where I was headed with that.
Yep.
Is that he wasn't quite ready for them to make that jump yet.
Right.
Yeah.
He was trying to give the Jews as much opportunity as possible, which then feeds right into the next part, which is kind of where I want to focus most of what we're talking about today. It says, "Do not get any gold or silver." Basically, I'll paraphrase it. Don't take anything with you.
Don't take anything.
No.
You don't need it.
Now, as a person who's being sent on a mission, that
Doesn't sound right.
You're like, wait, what?
Because our trucks were full when we left.
would be a little confusing. Okay, Lord, you want us to go do this, but the point is that Jesus wanted them to understand, first of all, that just because they didn't have supplies doesn't mean they shouldn't be sharing the gospel. Correct. Second of all, who was supposed to take care of them? Jesus. Yeah. God was going to take care of it. Why? Because they were doing what he wanted them to do. Okay, and so both of those are very key. Because I think sometimes when we're serving the Lord, we get too bogged down on, well, we can't do it this way because we don't have this or we don't have that.
Right.
When ultimately the goal is just to what? To go and share.
Just go tell people. You don't need nothing.
Correct. And then move on from there. And then he ends it, and I thought this was interesting too. It says, they're supposed to enter the town, stay at somebody who's hospitable, and then in that home, if they feel like that's where they're supposed to be, then they're supposed to let their peace
Rest on it.
rest on it. There. That's
Yep.
that's
That's
what
what
I'm
it
looking
says.
for. That's what I'm looking for. And then if not, and this is where I find, once again, it's one of those interesting points. It says, "If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town. Shake the dust off your feet. Truly I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah on the day of judgment than for that town." Let's break that down just a little bit. Okay? Most of us understand and know what Sodom and Gomorrah is, right? It was a town that was
very evil, filled with evil.
I would say fire, but I think it was more intense than actually fire.
Yeah.
It was obliterated.
It was absolutely nuked off the planet
Yeah.
Earth.
Yeah.
Turned to ash, pretty much.
And just completely destroyed the city. And the only ones that survived were Lot and his two daughters, because his wife turned around. Yeah, turned to a pillar of salt. Okay, digress once again. But once again, bad news for Sodom and Gomorrah. So what I think Jesus is getting at here, though, is not that they were rejecting the disciples, but they were rejecting Jesus and the message of forgiveness. Now, if you take that, what could possibly be worse than Sodom and Gomorrah?
Hell.
Exactly.
I win.
Exactly.
Point, Michael.
And so that's, I think, what Jesus is getting at.
Yeah.
Is not the fact that he rejected the disciples, but you rejected the message of salvation,
The gift.
the gift. And so therefore, doing that, you've sentenced yourself to what? To hell.
Eternity in hell.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's interesting too, because you see here, even here, if you kind of read between the lines, you see it's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these people are making a choice not to listen, not to accept.
For sure.
I was on Instagram the other day, and a clip from Billy Graham came across, and I just absolutely loved it. It said, Jesus or God never sent anybody to hell. His intent was for no one to ever go to hell, but he still gives us a choice. We're the ones that choose it. And I was like, oh, that's good. There's a reason Billy Graham was the best.
Yeah, he was all right, I guess. He had quite the track record, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. So like I said, there's just so much in there. That's why I wanted to kind of break this one up into several different parts.
Yeah.
But there's just, because in a way, Jesus is sending us out as well. And we should expect that there are going to be these things that come along. People are going to reject us. They are going to reject what we say. It may not always be the easiest, because we may not have all the supplies that we need to accomplish the mission. That doesn't mean that we stop.
Yeah.
But we just continue to go. We continue to be sent out.
Yeah. When the struggles come, that's when you need to lean on him even more.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Any closing thoughts, Amanda? Good.
Nope.
We're all on the same page.
We did it.
All right.
It's just part one of this is going to be broken into 3 or 4.
like
Yeah,
three.
at least. All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.